everyone, DoG AWESOMO here, bringing you guys another commentary. Today we're going to be covering Assassin's Creed 3. I've got Mr. EsQuArEd, DoG Apache, and Prince Redneck here with me. We're going to be covering Eagle on the Charge trailer from Assassin's Creed. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off over to Apache here.
Alright, so this revolves around the main character, Connor, or Radun Hagudu, I believe is the pronunciation. He was half Native American, half English. There's some sort of tragedy that happened during his childhood, and he's raised by the Mohawk. And that kind of was a Robin Hood story that got him growing up to want to protect the innocent against tyranny. That's basically where the story goes into it. EsQuArEd, if you want to go into some of the locations and layouts.
Yeah, sure. So Assassin's Creed 3 is going to be taking place in an environment called the Frontier. Now, the Frontier is the size of Rome in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but it's going to be 1.5 times the size of that. So it's fairly large play space. It's going to include cities such as Boston and New York. A lot of other cool things going into the traveling portions of the game. They entered some new free-running techniques, such as being able to run through trees, into windows, rooftops. I mean, it's so diverse now. It's going to be fantastic. Prince Redneck, you want to talk about the combat a little bit?
Yeah, man. Of course, this time he's going to be rocking the tomahawk, as well as the flintlock pistol. And instead of the typical crossbow, he's going to have a bow and arrow and a knife. But also, in true Assassin's Creed fashion, he's still going to have a hidden blade. So that's pretty cool. But something new they're adding this time is you can dual wield weapons. So, I think that's going to be pretty cool, as well as the multiple takedowns and chain kills, which is a new feature they've added. So it seems pretty cool.
Awesome.
I'm curious to see if you're able to dual wield two pistols, like a pistol and a rifle.
A pistol and a rifle.
Hell yeah.
I don't think that's going to work out like that.
No, it's sure to be a tomahawk and a pistol.
Throw a tomahawk and then pull out the pistol.
No, I mean, you could probably compare it to like MW3. You have one main weapon, like a rifle or a pistol, and your secondary, like your knife or whatever. No way you're gonna be able to carry a pistol and a rifle.
Yeah, I mean, he's not Duke Nukem here, so.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I
think
he's gonna dual wield bow and arrows.
Did you not just watch the video?
I did.
He took out a couple thousand people. You're telling me that he doesn't have the arm strength to have a pistol and a rifle?
No, he's weak.
I'm telling you, he's not that strong.
He's just agile, but he's got frail little skinny boy arms.
That's exactly what we're telling you.
Maybe he has osteoporosis, we don't know.
That's exactly what we're telling you here.
Yeah. This is the early 1700s, or mid-1700s, that...
they don't lift weights. They just
they
went
didn't
out
lift
and
weights.
chopped wood. Fended for themselves, no big deal.
They also had
wrestle
diets.
bears. I mean, whatever.
The flu killed back then.
Anything to get fit, really.
Yeah, you got to run your nose back then, or a cut on your hand. That was a death sentence back then. So,
one thing I thought was interesting was there's 4 special editions that you can pre-order aside from just the standard game. However, 3 of them are limited only to European countries and Australia. That's the Freedom, Join or Die, and Special Edition. The UB Workshop Edition is worldwide. What's interesting, though, is the UB Workshop, you get the game, 2nd Edition Encyclopedia, and Assassin's Creed Subject 4, which is like a little graphic novel book that you get with it.
Now, what exactly is that encyclopedia going to hold? Just facts about Assassin's Creed or what?
Basically, I think it's just kind of like an American Revolution concept encyclopedia going into that.
Okay.
Well, it's also going to have the in-universe information created by Ubisoft. So, I mean, it's going to have a lot of the artwork in the project, but it's also going to have like the history of the characters, weapons, and that also included.
It's probably going to discuss like the Animus and stuff like that.
So pretty much it'll be something that I'm going to buy and then never look at.
Anything relative to Assassin's Creed is going to probably go over. But what's interesting is that's the one that's worldwide. That's the one that we can get in the U.S. The special edition, you get the game exclusive packaging, and then you get the single player missions. You get a dangerous secret, which is the special edition, which is interesting because that's the only pre-order one that you get the dangerous secret. The Join or Die edition, you get the game exclusive packaging. You get a George Washington notebook, the medallion, and then you get Ghost of War as the single player mission. The multiplayer, you get Sharpshooter, which you get a different character and new weapons and stuff. The Freedom Edition, in my opinion, looks to be the best. You get the game, you get a steelbook case with art drawn by a comic artist, Alex Rose. Rose. I can't read. It's in phonics.
Reading's overrated, anyways.
It really is.
That's why people watch these videos.
Exactly. They can't read these.
They don't want to read. They just listen to us.
Right. You get a figurine of Connor. You get a lithograph, and you get single player missions, Ghost of War, and Lost Mayan Ruins, and you get the Sharpshooter multiplayer package as well. But what I think is interesting is that to get a dangerous secret, you have to get the special edition. To get the other two, you could get the Freedom Edition and get the two. So they have 3 extra single player missions, but they're split up. Well, out of curiosity, what do you think? What are your guys' opinions on that?
I think we should probably be looking to seeing those later on from Ubisoft as a DLC, because a lot of people are going to want these missions themselves, especially with the multiplayer characters as well. Not so much saying that people are going to be playing as that person, but they're going to want that as their collection if they really enjoy the Assassin's Creed 3 series or Assassin's Creed series.
One thing that I had somebody mention to me when that was released was they kind of noted that they think that their Ubisoft is going to look to see if people don't pre-order both. Just get those, and then maybe try and take the game back or sell it on Craigslist or whatever. Which I thought was interesting. It was not maybe employ it a little bit more profit.
So now, I know sometimes when you pre-order games that are like special editions or whatever, different retailers offer the different packages. Now, can you order any of these editions from any obviously we can't because we live in America, but if you were in Europe, could you order any edition from any retailer?
I believe so from what I've read.
Okay.
Obviously, living here, I'm limited on that knowledge, but from what I've read, any retailer, same as us, you go to Walmart, you go to Target, GameStop, anything like that, you can pre-order basically from there. It's the same concept. I don't think it's special retailers, but I really don't know.
Okay. Now, I guess going back to commenting on the missions and multiplayer characters, I don't think they'll make them available via DLC. I think that they will basically make you buy each edition if you want the paraphernalia that goes with the edition. I think that's a great marketing ploy by these guys. They're trying to make more money, and they're doing a great job, because anybody who's really into the Assassin's Creed series wants all this cool stuff. Another question I had actually was, have they released any sort of pricing for any of these editions?
From what I've seen, I haven't seen anything on that yet. That I have been looking for.
Okay.
Anybody who's smart, relatively, these could be huge, gap price, but anybody smart that wants to make a great, financial decision while being, strong, big into the game, in my opinion, they go for the freedom. You get 2 of the single player missions, so you're only missing a dangerous secret. You get the multiplayer package.
Yeah.
You get a steelbook case. You basically get everything except for encyclopedia and the medallion and the comic, and then a dangerous secret, of course. So
right.
This one you get the most for, and unless it's just incredibly expensive.
But on the other hand, that edition is not even currently available in the United States. Do you think that they're going to make these other editions available in the United States as well, or do you think they're going to try to make up for the whole premise of the game?
They might go with with the tactics. I know with like Forza Motorsport 4, when that came out, if you got it from GameStop, you got this car pack with it. If you got it from Amazon, you got it with this car pack. So I'm not wondering if these missions might be going along the same route there, where if you get it from Walmart, you're going to get Ghost of War. If you get it from GameStop, you get Lost Mayan Ruins, and Amazon would have a Dangerous Secret. I'm not wondering if that's going to be something that they utilize in that aspect.
Sure.
Well, one thing that I actually just read that's interesting is Ubisoft and Sony are going to partner from the day of release to get a PlayStation 3 with the game as a bundle. And if you do that, you'll get PlayStation 3 exclusive DLC for the game.
Interesting.
And it's similar to if anybody got a PS3 with a Brotherhood, the Copernicus conspiracy mission.
Well, I guess Sony's trying to fight back against Microsoft, because I know Microsoft has the whole deal with the Call of Duty series with releasing new content sooner.
This might be their ploy, this is going to be their game they're going to try and side with.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're not going to release this stuff in the U.S., I don't think that financially, they're looking to make big profits is a smart decision.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for them to release all these great additions overseas, but not in the United States, where, quite honestly, the biggest population that plays video games, I think, is in the United States, rather than other parts of the world.
Yeah, the bigger market here. I mean, we got people who just lose their job over a game. Come on now.
Yeah.
We're the only country in the world that'll do that. People lost their job over what was that? EVE Online and Utopia.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, come on now.
Here's something. In the U.S., actually, GameStop is offering the single player mission Lost Mayan Ruins, as well as the Sawtooth Sword.
Okay.
Whereas Best Buy is offering the single player mission Ghost of War and Pontiac's War Club.
Yeah. So
and Amazon is offering the Steelbook case, so I doubt Amazon's going to get much out of that.
I mean, but that's exactly what Austin was just saying.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
I wonder, since they're doing that, why they wouldn't just bring the additions over, though. I mean,
they will eventually.
Yeah.
It'll happen. These are all going to become DLC, and it always happens like that with these. I've not seen a game yet that has not done that.
Well, I can tell you that with Halo Reach, when you pre-ordered it, if you got the Legendary Edition, I think it was called, the super expensive one, you got some special armor effects. Like, I think it was your head looked like it was on fire or whatever. And that's the only way you could get that. There was no DLC ever. So yeah, that would lead me to believe that this may be the same way. The only way to get these things is by pre-ordering it.
Yeah.
I mean, that will push a lot of people to pre-order to it. And I've noticed a lot of games seem to kind of be going towards that stance, or at least look as if they're planning to go towards, the only way to get certain things are pre-ordering, and if you don't, then you're screwed. To just try and basically call a bluff. A lot of people try and call a bluff of, it'll come out later, and now they're kind of standing where, no, they won't come out later, so people are noticing that,
right?
And it's causing more people to pre-order.
And something else they could be also is like what Mass Effect did with Kingdoms of Amalur, where if you bought one, you got special stuff in the other game. Or like with Battlefield 3, if you had Battlefield 3 and then played the multiplayer of Mass Effect 3, you could import a character from Battlefield. So I'm wondering, but you also, from Kingdoms of Amalur, got special armor and weapons, and they went back to Kingdoms of Amalur, you got special weapons from Mass Effect. So I wonder if Ubisoft might be looking to try to do something along those lines to market other games in Assassin's Creed. You buy another Ubisoft game and you get Assassin's Creed. What was it? The Sawtooth Blade, you said?
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Alright, DOG, that concludes part 1 of the Assassin's Creed 3 preview. Check us out next week. We'll have Assassin's Creed 3 part 2 with some more heated conversation about the Frontier. Take it easy.